seen them, and if you haven't, you will now. Here are my thoughts on this crazy popular 2 wheels smart self-balancing scooter drifting board. So this particular board I have is by Ray. It came in a box with a manual, the scooter, and a charger. Simple packaging, well protected inside, plus it comes pre-charged. So you know I'm definitely cool with that. If you're anything like me though, and you typically toss that manual to the side, don't. I suggest reading it as it did provide some insightful tips and best practices to use. The particular scooter I have is black with your blue LED lights on one side with the power button and charging port on the opposing side. You also have your 2 wheels, which are thick and durable. On the top of the board, you have your rubber sensor pads to place your feet on. And in the center of the board, you have your battery indicator. Now, I did have the Ray logo, but it managed to fall off. See, there's a story. When I took the board out the box, the Ray labels were in the corners of the board on each side with the protective film on it. I thought the film was there for me to peel it off, but maybe it had another purpose, such as aiding in keeping this label on. Either way, the logo was made of a metal-like sticker that didn't last long. So, 3 things to know prior to stepping on this thing. 1, don't freak out on it. 2, you will fall.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
And 3, it will get scratched up. Bad. There is a slight learning curve. It took me about 20 minutes to grasp the concept of how to use it indoors. I'm still trying to gain confidence to ride it outside though. I think it's something about being indoors and I have things to grab on if I need to and a carpet to land on if I fall. Outside though, it's just tons of open space and the hard pavement to land on. So I tend to ride much slower and more cautiously when I'm outdoors compared to when I'm indoors because of this. Metaphorically, it's like swimming in an ocean versus a pool. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know, but I'm getting better each time though. My cousin, however, hopped on and was riding it like a pro in no time. I think it helps when you have experience riding something that requires you to maintain your balance like a skateboard or skates. That can really help you out with this. So the concept of riding this thing goes like this. And yes, I'm going to illustrate this with my hands because it is a more visible demonstration. The board is sensitive and it doesn't require much pressure from your feet to do the things that I'm about to mention. So to go forward, you're going to just apply a little pressure with the front of your feet. And to go backwards, you're going to do the same method by applying a little pressure with the back of your feet. To turn in a circle, you just simply tilt your feet in opposing directions with slight pressure being applied with the front of one foot and the heel of the other. To turn, you're gently going to apply pressure with the front of your foot you seek to turn with. I've heard multiple people say, just think about where you want to go and it'll happen. And it's proven true, which really has amazed people, especially when they're trying to grasp how to ride this thing. But this freaky concept of a board that seems to mind read largely plays on what I feel is someone unconsciously moving their feet in the direction they're thinking about going. Either way, the more pressure you apply, the faster you go. The max speed you can reach is 10 miles per hour. And once you hit this speed, the board will beep to notify you that you have hit top speeds. I personally never pushed it this far, but my cousin did. So therefore, I can say you do have to be careful when doing this, because if you attempt to push it faster versus maintaining the speed that you're at, you'll notice the board jerks a bit, which in turn may cause you to jerk and crash. Now, in reference to surfaces that the scooter can ride on, you can put it on the carpet, hardwood floor, concrete, gravel, and even in the grass. So no worries on versatility of riding spaces. As for hills, you can manage to get up and down ones with smaller slopes, but definitely not a curb. That ain't gonna happen. Cracks in the sidewalk can be rolled over as well with no problems. Another thing to mention about the scooter is its weight. This thing is heavy. It's about 25 pounds, which is why I'm investing in, and I also suggest you invest in, a carrying bag. I thought I may not need one, but in simply carrying it from point A to B, I see it more useful and practical than lugging it around any other way. Now, as I mentioned, it does get scratched up easy, which is why I customize mine. A video tutorial on this is in the works, so keep an eye out for that posting real soon. Now, not only did my cousin ride the board, but he also gave me his opinion on it, so I'm gonna let you hear what he had to say.
I like the ability to be mobile without necessarily having to walk. I dislike that it's not scratch resistant. It don't take much to get a scratch on your hoverboard. I don't know whether they could maybe improve on that, maybe make some skins or vinyl or something to protect it. Maybe extending the wheel out, making it a little bit bigger. I will give the hoverboard a resounding 9. Well, you know, nothing's perfect. And I wanted to leave some room for improvements to be made.
So big up to my cousin for helping me out with this video. I greatly appreciate it. But all in all, the pros and cons of this particular board, in my opinion, the pros being that it's great to get from point A to B, especially if you're a student or a commuter or just somebody that wants another creative way to get from where they're going to where they need to go using another method other than walking. It's also easy to learn, and the battery life is great. So I don't think I mentioned it, but you can get about 4 to 5 hours of use on this board. And to top that off, it even charges quickly, so in the event that it does die, you just have about an hour wait to get a full charge, or a half an hour wait to get about 80% of a charge. Moving on to the cons, the things that I didn't like was the fact that it did get scratched up so easy. If they add some bumpers on top of the wheels like some of the models have, or maybe offer a vinyl or a skin like my cousin said, I think it would help in terms of you getting the board scratched up, because I just kind of like to keep mine looking as clean as possible. The only other thing that I didn't like was the charger. It seems like you have to have it aligned perfectly in order for it to actually go in. Basically, the first time that I tried to charge this thing, I thought maybe they gave me the wrong charger. When it comes time to charge your board, you don't want to have to fiddle with it. You just want to insert it and go, not line it up, you know? So, okay, let's talk about that coin you need for this board to be yours. This particular model can be purchased right now for $3.99, which is honestly a great deal to me. Now, the prices do fluctuate, so if by the time I upload this video the price is not the same, the correct one will be annotated in the video and linked below. Now, other manufacturers do make these boards such as Hawk and Funky Duck, and some of you may be wondering which company offers the best board, and truthfully, I'm not sure. But personally, I feel they are all the same based upon the research I've done. The only difference is being the design, because there's a slew of color options and even the shape of the board can be different. But at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. They power you across the floor in one of the most enjoyable, head-turning, fun ways possible. I know when it came to finding a model to purchase, I was leery of buying one from just any random site, even though the temptation was high with their offer of extremely low prices starting at $250. Because frankly, a lot of people are selling these from all over the world. But my concern was, what's the shipping time, and is this site that I'm looking at even legit? So I cannot attest for all but the one from Amazon, which I do recommend and will be linked below. Overall, I love this thing, and I can see why people can't seem to get off of it and ride it everywhere. Definitely a must buy if you're looking for a new piece of cool tech to enjoy and check out. So that pretty much sums everything up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate your support. If you want to know what else is going on with Tech Me Out, feel free to check me out on my social sites, which will be linked below as well. Other than that, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.